83 degrees. So fall is definitely here. Very light wind. And they have a flag down on the opening kickoff because it did not land in the landing zone. And that means with Jamie Gillen kicking off for New York, and the Giants had won the toss and elected to defer.
The kick landed short of the landing zone. The ball we placed at the 40-yard line, first down, Philadelphia.
So says Cleet Blakeman. So a mistake right off the bat.
That's one way to get your offensive rhythm going. Start at the 40-yard line.
Right.
You got to get it inside the 20. This one didn't even come close.
No. Missed by 8. Kirk, I'm curious to see what the game plan is tonight. They're a running team. They ran a lot early on. Then last week they barely ran at all against Denver. So let's see what they have in store tonight as they come up with a pistol here. You got Barkley behind Hurts. Give it to him on the ground, and that's the way they start. And a gain here of 19 yards. So that's his longest gain of the season. His longest gain had been 17. A guy who ripped off a whole bunch of 20-plus last year. Gain of 18 here.
Watch Juergens work around. Good job there by the left side. And there's the vision and cutback ability of Saquon Barkley. Always fired up anytime he gets a chance to get back into this stadium against his team.
Smith in motion. Barkley again. Barkley a lot of room. Barkley another first down. Well, I guess we have our answer as to what the strategy is going to be tonight pretty quickly.
And you're right. When this offense is humming, it starts with the running game. Last year, if you think as the offense grew, as much as you have the pieces on the outside, when the Eagles are the Eagles, they're running the football with Saquon Barkley, making the defense account, and then it creates one-on-one opportunities eventually downfield.
This time it's A.J. Dillon who picks up 2. So Barkley goes to the bench after picking up a quick 30 on 2 carries, equaling his total last week against Denver. So Hurts, 14-2, his mark in his last 16 regular season games, has only turned it over 4 times, has not thrown a pick in his last 279 passes. They keep Dillon in the backfield on a 2nd down and 8. This time it's Hurts. Nothing happening there. Stopped by Phillips behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
Much better job on the backside there. They start running Saquon. It's a matter of time till you see that zone read with Jalen Hurts coming around the edge. And that time Drew Phillips got off of Devontae Smith, kept leverage, and made a good play to set up. This is what the Giants wanted with the pass rush that they have. Get Jalen Hurts and his offensive line into 3rd and obvious.
3rd and 10. Dillon stays in the backfield. Stack a couple of receivers to the left side. Hurts looks to the right side, throws, caught, but stopped shy of the first down. They go to the tight end, Dallas Goedert. So a good beginning to the drive on the 2 runs. Then they're stymied here and sent in the field goal group.
And a really nice job with Shane Bowen, the defensive coordinator, bringing simulated pressure. Walked up a lot, dropped a few, ended up bringing pressure off the edge with Drew Phillips and forced Jalen Hurts to get the ball out of his hands probably a little bit prematurely and allowed the defense to rally to keep him short of the sticks.
42-yard attempt for Elliott, who enjoys kicking off the left hash mark, and that's where he is right now. And that kick right down the middle. So 3 minutes into the game at the Meadowlands on this Thursday night, the Eagles draw first blood, 3-0. 7 o'clock Eastern time. This kick is fielded at the 11-yard line. Gunnar Olszewski looking for room to the outside. He goes. Able to turn that corner and take it out to the 45. So that gets the crowd excited as Jackson Dart comes out. Dart, picked in the first round, played his college ball at Ole Miss after 1 season with the University of Southern California Trojans. 2 starts, one against the Chargers, the other one last Sunday against New Orleans, and there are the numbers.
The thing that has stood out in these 2 starts is how decisive he's been. Looks really well prepared. He talked about preparing ever since he got drafted in the spring and over the summer like a starter, and I think it's paid off now that he's taken the reins of this offense. He's been making quick decisions.
From the 46. They go to the other rookie, Cam Scattaboo out of Arizona State. Remember, they went for Russell Wilson in free agency, so he was going to be the starter, and he was for the first 3 games. It didn't take long for the crowd to want Dart, and here he is. And with Russell on the sideline, he remains the backup. They also have in abeyance Jameis Winston. 2nd and 7. Pressure coming. It's picked up, and it's almost picked off. It's Alex Hunt right there. Almost had it. Couldn't hold on. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, you think of Hunt, and he's really known as a pass rusher, but does a really good job here in space of feeling it. Has his eyes on the quarterback, and you know, I just don't think Theo Johnson was expecting the ball. It got out so quickly. You can see he's still running his route. Ball went right by him. That's what he's saying. Hey, get your eyes on me. The ball's coming out quick tonight.
Yeah, Jalen Hunt couldn't hold on. Giants 3rd down and 7, and now you've got a false start. So a team beset by a lot of
false
penalties.
Start. Offense number 89. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
In addition to the miscues last week. Meanwhile, Jalen Carter with a heel injury, he also had a shoulder problem earlier, is inactive tonight, which is great news for the Giants.
Great news for the Giants. They were very concerned. You know, he's a game wrecker. You get one-on-one with him, and big part of their plan tonight is tempo, when they can go on you know, the down and distance that they like to try to wear this defensive line down.
3rd and 12. Dart in the pocket. Dart's going to go deep, and that pass is going to be pulled in at the 21-yard line by Lil Jordan Humphrey, who was just elevated to the active list. He's Lil Jordan, but he's 6'4" and 225, and he makes that pay off.
Yeah, Jackson Dart does the right thing here. He might be called Little Jordan Humphrey, but he's 6'4", and he knows how to go up in high point of football, and that time he does a great job of just fighting against Ringo to come down with that ball, and here comes that tempo from the Giants after the 1st down.
From the 22-yard line. Keep it on the ground. Scattaboo. That pass was good for 34. The Giants, of course, Malik Neighbors is gone for the season. Got hurt 2 weeks ago. Yep. And Darius Slayton would be their #1 guy. He's out.
Yeah, so you need somebody to step up. And like I said, very intentional there by Dart of putting it up in the air for the 6'4" Humphrey to go up and get it.
That was on the 3rd and long. Dart rolling, look out, avoids that sack, avoids another sack, throws incomplete. That was Wan'Dale Robinson who had gotten a step that time. Ojulari put the heat on. Mitchell was covering on the play, 3rd and 8.
I mean, you mentioned Malik Neighbors being down for the year, Slayton unable to go. That's your top 2 perimeter players on the outside, and after that, this is what's left. Yeah. You know about Wan'Dale Robinson. You can see what he's capable of doing. He's really more of an underneath guy, but look at the rest.
Yep. Yeah, that is a very short deck. 3rd down and 8. Dart, he can run. Can he ever? He can run all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. He's been very good at finding the open space. He's under pressure a lot, or has been. Finds the opening, exploits it.
Yeah, that's the threat. I talked about in the open, not just the arm, but the legs. If they're going to pull off an upset tonight, he's going to have to be creative against his defense and the style that they play of trying to keep everything in front. That time, Zach Bond, who's an outstanding player on this defense, he's spying him on 3rd down. But you can see in space, not only is he big, he's very nifty, able to shake around him and get into the end zone with that speed.
Jude Nicotomney puts it through. 9:59 left in the first quarter. An action-packed first 5 minutes. 7-3 New York.
Give him a good look here. Zach Bond shows pressure, then drops to be the spy. The problem is it's a challenge for a middle linebacker with that much space to be able to get around him. Great job by Jackson Dart, almost baiting him into the open field. And this is what I love after the touchdown. People talk about swag. I call it confidence. For a young guy on the sideline, there's Brian Burns coming down to talk to him. There's a lot of energy around him on that sideline with his teammates.
Moxie, charisma, the whole thing. Hank Bigsby pitch it at the goal places.
And what a splash. I mean, it couldn't have gone any better, right? I mean, not only does he go, but he has a great year individually, and more importantly to him, the team wins the Super Bowl.
I said a trade. He signed as a free agent. The Giants only wish they'd gotten something for him. From the 29-yard line, the pass to the outside. Gain of about 4, caught there by Dallas Goedert, the tight end. Second down, tackled by Tyler Nubin.
Well, a good matchup will be on the outside. Watching Abdul Carter, the rookie, against these tackles. It's just a taste of what we'll show you tonight. Yeah, he does a good job up. There's Burns right here working, but up at the top you see the rookie just goes right through Lane Johnson. So we'll take a peek from time to time on these the edge pressure from the Giants.
This time Barkley spins, can't get away. You got 4 blue shirts are right there to stop in the cracks. DJ Davidson, Brian Burns are both there. Loss of 1, 3rd down and 8.
This defense knows that if they're going to get on track tonight and be able to play well, that's what they have to do. They've got to swarm. They call it, we've got to get to Saquon. We've got to make him reset his feet. If he's running downhill the way he did the first couple carries, it's going to be a long night. You saw there, good job of making him reset so they could rally to the football.
3rd down, 8. Hurts in the pocket. Hurts under pressure. Down he goes. Brian Burns now has 6 sacks to lead the team.
Now you put Abdul Carter here, and then you got Brian Burns on the outside. Watch the move to the inside, gets away from Mailata. This is something that's been a concern with this offensive line with Philly's. Had some injuries, had some continuity issues, haven't really been able to work together throughout all camp because of those injuries. And it's the movement on 3rd down and the blitzes that caused the most trouble, and it got him again.
Into punt, Braden Mann. Gunnar Olszewski is back inside his 30-yard line. Good kick. Not only distance, but angle, but Olszewski is able to stay inbounds and bring it back out to the 35-yard line. 7.5 remaining in the opening quarter. Giants on top 7-3. And Dart going back to work.
Remember, this defense, their entire goal tonight with a young quarterback is they don't want to give up the big play the way they did to little Jordan Humphrey. They want to keep everything in front and make this offense that's really struggling to have their own rhythm, make them have to go 10 and 12 plays and then squeeze them in the red zone. Giants able to hit the big play. There's Eli Manning looking on, watching from one Ole Miss quarterback to another, watching to see what he can do, but they really are able to hit big plays that first series.
Come up with 2 tight ends. Over the right side goes Cam Skattebo. Skattebo, a rookie 4th-round pick, played at Arizona State. His performance in that playoff game against Texas last year was one of the great individual performances in the history of college football. And I'm telling you, who's seen 9 million college football games.
I have. You were heartbroken when that Texas 4th and 16 hit.
Thank you. Nothing like a 0 blitz. 2nd down and 6. Dart hanging in, good protection. Dart throws, and that's going to be caught at the 41-yard line by Wan'Dale Robinson, who gets up and picks up a few more yards. So coming into the game, Dart had not completed a pass more than 20 yards in the air. Now he's completed 2.
Well, what hurts him here is Ringo. It's that second corner opposite of Mitchell. He hesitates just slightly, and because he hesitates, it allows Robinson to be able to separate and pull away. And how about the amount of time that Dart had against that 4-man pressure?
Now Devin Singletary, the number 3 back, comes in. And the ex-Buffalo Bills spent 1 year with the Texans. Gets tackled there by Zach Bond after no gain.
We were talking with Zach Bond, the bald eagle, this week, and one of the things we said is how he's been able to pick up this scheme. Watch him get downhill. The offensive line, they're trying to climb up to that second level to get to the backer. No chance with how quickly he reacted and read that and got into the backfield.
Look at this, you got 3 receivers plus a back on the right side on a 2nd down and 9. Interesting formation. Dart. Is he going to take off again? He might have to, but no, he finds an open man and hits him. Robinson stays in bounds. Robinson's going to go all the way for a touchdown. 35 yards. Whoa.
You get Robinson right here, and Zach Bond lined up opposite, but they bring pressure. Now you got eyes in the backfield. This is just backyard football. This is what Jackson Dart does so well because he stays so calm. But the broken tackle, Robinson is little, but he's strong and tough to bring down. Good job of improvising, eyes downfield, and making that throw once again by the rookie.
Andrew Makuba could not stop him, but the kick right now is no good. Minor fly in the ointment. 5:37 to go in the first quarter. The Giants off to a stunning 13-3 advantage. Cheesesteak this time from Danny and Coops, which is co-owned by Bradley Cooper. As Philadelphia now down by 10. Running it back is Shipley at the 25-yard line.
Let's go back real quick and take a look at Andrew Makuba, the rookie. See 2 guys here stay on Theo Johnson. A mistake there by the rookie safety. He reacts later once you see the scramble. Nice throw, then there's the missed tackle. So Makuba not only on the coverage, covering the wrong guy, then he frees him up, then he misses the tackle late. Good job here, Robinson, not only shaking that tackle, but staying in bounds.
What a start for Dart for the Giants after the first 2 plays of the game had Saquon Barkley coming to town and running for 30 yards on 2 carries. Hurts to the left side, and that pass intended for A.J. Brown is incomplete, covered by Paulson and Debo. Well, of course, A.J. Brown has been in the news. He was fairly disgruntled, you might say. And I thought last week, Kirk, and you and I, we talked about this, the first play of the game against Denver was a pass to Brown.
Yeah.
It's almost as if to assuage him.
Yeah, here you go. We'll get you the ball early, keep you happy, and let's just try to make sure everybody has what they need to just settle into the game. This is a running offense that eventually can get to the pass game. But it really dictates, the defense dictates the play call.
This time down the right side and turning around. Does he make the catch? Is Brown. A.J. Brown on the other side for a big gain. That time Adebo traveling with him. His pickup of 30.
Best ball that Jalen Hurts throws, always has been, is the shot downfield, one-on-one. It's a heck of a job against Adebo to be able to watch this with one hand. I mean, that's as good as it gets from A.J. Brown, getting both feet down and using that concentration.
Here's Barkley. He gets spilled as he crosses the 40-yard line.
The Giants weren't even set up there. Eagles going so fast. Barkley almost snuck through there, got to the second level, close to popping it.
Shane Bowen running that New York defense. 2nd down, 4. Devontae Smith, the motion man. Hurts. Protection is terrific. The pass is also good. That pass hauled in here by Goddard, who's been his main target tonight. He's already caught 3 for 33.
Well, the last series we saw the Giants defensive line. We knew this would be a great matchup, win the battle. And so now this time, Barkley helping out there on Thibodeau. Look at the amount of time, and eventually he finds the tight end for a big gain. Great job up front.
Pass hauled in. Goddard again. His 4th catch, tackled there by Adebo. 2nd and 7.
Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator, has been a passing game coordinator for the last 3 years, and this year with Kellen Moore going into the Saints, to become the head coach, he takes over play calling, and he's felt the wrath, the fan base. They want to see the offense play with better rhythm. And interesting, we've seen them mix a lot more tempo tonight early. It's been an offense that's been slow out of the huddle. One way they can really try to get things going is put your foot on the gas and play with more urgency. It helps by going tempo.
Hurts on 2nd and 6 over the middle. That's caught. It'll be first down and goal as Smith makes that grab at the 4-yard line.
I mean, when you've watched him, they've had moments where they've been great, but there have been moments, especially in the second half last week, where it's almost like they're stuck in second or third gear. And one of the things that everybody we talked to this week about Philly said, we need to play with a little bit more sense of an urgency, be a little bit more aggressive. And I think we're seeing that mentality here early. See if they can punch it in.
71 yards, 6 plays. Hurts has started 6 of 7 for 75. Spinning. Barkley to the 3. Well, we've had some great finishes on Thursday night. This is a great start tonight. Racehorse football.
No doubt about it. Are we going to get a tush push here early in the game? Getting close.
Another yard or so. They've run that play a couple of times, haven't they?
Sure have.
It's like every game. 2nd and goal. A little over 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Spread it out here. Four receivers now on the right side. Little flip here, little trickery, and it works. Goddard into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
I mean, we talked about tush push. He got under center, but of course had all his receivers to the right. What a look here. I mean, this is a throwback. And how somehow he navigates his way through all those giant defenders and got into the end zone. Little underhand toss. Goddard, patient, waits for the blocks, gets behind it, lowers his shoulder, and goes over Javon Holland for the touchdown.
5th TD of the season for him. Jake Elliott for the point after. That's good. And with 149 and a pretty crazy and wild, and we love it, opening quarter, it's 13-10 New York. This year on Thursday night, Giants on top 13-10 with a 149 to go in the quarter. We've already had 230 yards between the two teams in the first frame. Elliott to kick off, Olszewski to run it back. He drifts over, comes out from the 4, comes back the other way, and then runs into Mr. Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Well, if you're just tuning in, a couple drives by the Giants. This is a big conversion. Good job by Dart putting it up to the 6'4" little Jordan Humphrey. You can see the scramble, what this guy can do in the open field. Another big scramble, creating. Good job of looking downfield, making a throw to Wan'Dale Robinson, who shakes it, would-be tackler, takes it to the end zone. So the Giants' first couple times scored more than 7 points in the first quarter, first time in 81 regular season games.
Since 2020, how crazy is that? And there's still a little time here, a little flip here. That's Wan'Dale Robinson, who's had quite the quarter to begin with, having caught a couple of passes for 61 yards.
Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator from Philadelphia, did such a masterful job last year, continues to do so this year. And again, when you go up against a young quarterback, no matter which quarterback he goes up against, it's the same type of approach, but especially tonight, make this quarterback have to drive. They put a shell on this defense and don't give up that big play.
Running back is Tyrone Tracy. Play fake to him. Dart. They had him by the shirt. The ball is on the turf, but the play was whistled dead.
Giants fans, after the 5 turnovers on 5 straight possessions last week, it's much like last week. They're 14-3, everything going well, and then boom, the turnovers start. And he, in this world, it looks like he's okay. The ball, his knee touched, his backside touched before the ball came out. But in this world, he's so free-willing and he's so athletic, has such confidence. But those guys are going to attack the football when he takes off with it. He's got to do a better job of protecting it.
So 3rd down and 10 now in the waning seconds of the quarter. Can he convert on 3rd down again? Not this time, as the catch is made here by Lil Jordan Humphrey. That'll take us to the end of the quarter. Vaughn makes the tackle. It's 4th down. The Eagles will be getting the ball back when we start. In quarter, Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, Kaylee Hartung with you. 13-10, New York. And the Giants to punt. Jamie Dillon descended skyward. Dotson makes the grab, brings it back out to the 27. Eagles start from there. So last year, of course, the Barkley trade made so much of a difference. But you keep, Jalen Hurts sometimes doesn't get the credit he deserves. He is the strongest, maybe under the brightest of lights. 2 phenomenal performances in the 2 Super Bowls, including an MVP this year in the Super Bowl last year.
Everywhere he's been a winner. And I think when you climb the mountain and win a Super Bowl, the expectation is the team that we saw against the Chiefs. But if you go back and look at last year's offense, they had growing pains. They started 2-2. Kellen Moore was scrutinized. That offense was scrutinized. And then eventually they found their way and they took off. It's hard to compare this team at week 5 to that team last February. It needs time to develop.
Hurts this time. That time Abdul Carter came flying in. The Giants' top draft choice, pick number 3 overall. Yeah, not only last year were they 2-2. Remember that they melted down the season before.
That's right, 10-1, and then it fell apart.
Right.
So I think it's natural for fans to be concerned. But I would just say that this is a team that throughout camp, with the injuries up front, they haven't had a whole lot of time to work with a new offensive coordinator to find this new flow, to find this new rhythm. I think we all see the talent that's on the field. You almost feel it's a matter of time until it happens. But you can understand fans being impatient and wanting to see them live up to the expectations.
Of course, Saquon Barkley picks up a couple.
But I think you and I have confidence with Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, the offensive line. Once they're healthy, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when this offense really starts to find themselves.
Jeff Lurie, Tina Lurie in there. Bought the team back in the mid-90s. Won a couple of Super Bowls and been to 4. It's a great organization.
Hard to sustain excellence, right?
Very.
That's the toughest thing to do. And they figured it out.
3rd and 7. Hurts, deep drop, throws, caught. Smith, Devontae Smith, before he's forced out of bounds by Nubin, picks up the 1st down.
Now there's a miscommunication here in coverage. Smith works across, and anytime these crossers with matchup coverage, it's just not everybody being on the same page. You see a late reaction there from Nubin, the safety, but when you see an underneath low crosser like that, somebody doesn't run with him. That means somebody on the other side needs to pick him up. And they just had a bust there in coverage.
Hurts, eyes downfield, caught inside the 40, pushed out of bounds. A.J. Brown. Brian Burns was chasing Hurts that time. So Brown, who caught 5 last week, but for only 43 yards, has already caught 2 tonight for 46 yards.
Watch Mailata finish that. Great job you mentioned against Brian Burns, and that allowed him to get to the outside. Hurts kind of felt that potential pressure, rolled away from that, but look at Mailata work with those long arms to keep Burns away, and eventually Hurts makes that great throw there to A.J. Brown.
Hurts 9 out of 10 for 110. Stays in the pocket, buys time, waves downfield, throws underneath. That's Dotson making the grab, and Dotson takes it to the 22-yard line. Let's go to Kaylee.
Guys, Devontae Smith looks like he's moving well out there, but after the Eagles' previous drive, he was slow to get up after his reception in the red zone. When he came back to the bench, trainers were looking at his left ankle and foot, stretching and loosening that area. He got up, walked it off, told him he was good, and sure appears to be so, but something to keep an eye on.
Yes, he does. #1 pick out of Alabama back in 2021. Giants by 3, 11 and a half to go to halftime. Barkley to the outside, and nothing happening there. Gets gang tackled at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and long.
You know, the guy that maybe gets overlooked at times is Kayvon Thibodeau. And I think by drafting Abdul Carter, I think that really lit a fire. I think you've seen a different now. He's in his 4th year. He's using his hands better, doing a much better job of getting off of blocks. That time against Malata, the left tackle, but does a nice job of keeping leverage, uses the hands, eyes in the backfield, knows exactly where he needs to be. I just think he's a more complete player with 3 years under his belt.
2nd and 10. A.J. Dillon, the thumper, 6 feet even, close to 250. Now in the backfield. Brown was in motion to the inside. That pass is caught, and stretching for that first down is Goddard, who now has already caught 6 passes in the first 20 minutes of the game.
Well, for these Eagles fans that wanted to see more from this offense, you know, this first half, it feels like Jalen Hurts, and a team that usually wants to run the ball. But right now, I feel like they have the Giants secondary confused. He's 11 of 12 to start this game for 136 yards and a touchdown. Complete command in this attack tonight.
Well, here we go. You know what's going to happen now. 3rd and inches. And as we line up here.
The ruling on the field is a first down, Philadelphia.
Replay assist telling Clete Blakeman they get the first down. So no tush push necessary.
After replay assist.
Like when they come in quickly like this, and if they have a look that they feel is warranted, you can see the ball there extends. Terry agrees. That's a first down. Right call made.
Terry McCauley agrees. That's the good housekeeping seal of approval. Yes, it is. 1st and 10 now from the 12.
Hey, trash. Open.
Hurts to the outside. Brown. Can he get in? He stopped a little short. Adebo is there. In the red zone, inside the 20, Philadelphia has been tremendous. And now they're at the 3.
Yeah, in fact, I think it's a big part of the reason that they're 4-1. Some of the other numbers aren't that great, but they have been tremendous, as you said. Every time they get down here, close to every time they get down here, it's touchdowns. They're not thinking about field goals.
So 5 wide. Hurts buys time. Hurts will throw to the end zone. That's broken up in the end zone. Trying to get it to Barkley, and that time it's Javon Holland, who came over in free agency, the ex-Dolphin, knocking it away. 3rd down and 1.
That's a tough ask for a free safety. 8 does a good job. He's stacked. You can see Saquon. Now he's got to hang with him. Now look at the adjustment here. Now he's got to keep his eyes and the length of his arm. Sees the football. Look at that length. Be able to get in there and knock that football away. Great awareness and heck of a play there by the free agent from the Dolphins.
Yep. Giants had to clean up that back end. Now you got the tush push coming on 3rd down and 1. There they go.
Big Dex trying to hold him up.
Good luck finding the ball here.
Almost feel like that was a 2 for 1. Like they're gonna. That was a long way to go for the tush push.
It was. Right now it's going to be 4th down. Clete Blakeman saying, hold on. Timeout for a second. Checking it out that much. He so signals to the bench. The ball is just outside the 2. Of course, Kelsey was so great through the years. Jason Cam Jurgens is the guy in the middle. He'll snap it.
Timeout, Giants.
With 8.5.
New York takes its first timeout. This will be a 30-second timeout.
You know, we've seen in just the last week in the NFL fumbles down in these kind of areas. Trevor Lawrence in that game the other night trying to go up and over, fumble the ball. Our game with Alfred Collins where he was able to rip that ball away. So it's as much as we think about the tush push and how it's become kind of a thing that people like to argue about, look at this. Collins makes this play. That ball gets ripped out of there. This is the game with Kansas City. That's early in that game. He tries to go up and over. That's a fumble. So what a luxury it is for Philly to have this when they know they get into these short yardage and goal line situations. You know, you can rely on Jalen Hurts and the stability of this play to work.
Yeah, they've turned it into an art form, even though it's hardly artistry.
Yep.
4th and inches. He's got it. Went over the top this time. Needed a couple of inches. Got what he needed, and that's going to set up a 1st down and goal and set up the 12th play of this drive.
I mean, the league's had 3 years, 4 years to try to figure out how the heck you stop it. Other teams have tried to mimic this, but nobody does this as well as obviously Philly. Oh, that's what they've been looking at to see if the guards are going early with this play.
That was Tyler Steen.
That's a big emphasis. Terry, real quick, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, he is early in super slow motion. If we show up in real time, I'll bet it isn't quite as obvious.
Right. Here we go again. The tush push. No signal yet. Just a little bit short. I mean, the only way you stop it is to outlaw it, right?
I guess. Think about what they scored on a looked like a play you'd see in rugby. That was a touchdown pass to Goddard. Now we've had 3 straight tush pushes. Eventually we're going to get the 4th here, I would assume, for the touchdown.
I think Daboll saw that same thing that we just showed you.
Yeah, he's yelling. He's screaming at the official.
2nd and goal. One more time. Crowd hates it. Eagles love it. Touchdown.
I call that bully ball. That's just bully ball when you do it 4 straight times. 13 plays, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Almost 8 minutes off the clock. That started on a 3rd and 3.
Yep.
And we just saw him do it 4 straight times.
That's frustrating as hell for the defense, too.
And I mean, you got Dexter Lawrence. If you got Dexter Lawrence there right over the ball and you can't stop it, it's the Broad Street Bullies right there.
Yep. All you need normally is a half a yard to 3/4 of a yard. And in they go to take the lead. Meanwhile, it's DJ Davidson who is down for the moment for the Giants. Back in a moment. Taken into the tent. They'll look at DJ Davidson as we get ready now for the extra point. Jake Elliott to try to make it a 4-point game, which he does. So 6:56 remaining in the opening half, and the Philadelphia Eagles lead the New York Giants 17-13 on this Thursday night. Jason Kelsey came in, and of course Jeffrey Lurie gave impassioned speeches at the owners meeting. And it's in for at least one more year as Davidson now has to go back to the locker room in the cart. Eagles to kick off. That boot will be fielded at the 6-yard line. Olszewski looking for a crease on his feet. Takes the ball to the 34-yard line. And Dart will set up shop at that spot.
Just a little thing for me, but very interested to just see how Jackson Dart responds. They started off so well, much like they did the last couple games that he has started, and then things kind of got a little bit out of whack the last 2 weeks. So now he's got a chance to respond against the defending champs. They were up 13-3. Couple touchdowns for Philly. Now they're down. Let's see how this offense can respond, because it tells you a lot more about Jackson Dart than just what's going on in this game.
Scatterbo. Cam Scatterbo. You know, a lot of people haven't seen Jackson Dart. What's the smudge? They want to know what that is. So that's an ode to Star Wars.
Star Wars, which you're a huge fan of.
Well, you take it from there. I lost track.
Yeah, he said in high school he did it. His boys were like, "Oh man, that's a great look," and he said it's for Anakin, who is you didn't know who Anakin was. You had no idea.
Not a Star Wars.
No.
Except for John Williams' music, not a Star Wars.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, John Williams did a masterful job with so many projects in that era. But yeah, he said it's a tribute to Star Wars. He's all over it, just like our producer is.
Of course. Mark Titleman.
Titleman is probably even a bigger
#1
Star Wars fan.
That was Tracy on the last carry, so 3rd down and 6 now.
This is usually Theo Johnson, big tight end. These 3rd downs, if he can get a matchup against a safety.
Johnson had 2 touchdowns last week on the first 2 series in New Orleans. Pass, hauled in. That time it's Lil Jordan Humphrey, again called up from the practice squad with the injury to Slayton, of course, with Neighbors gone for the season. But they're making the most of it.
I tell you what, this guy off the practice squad, he's a 7-year guy. He's played a lot of football, so 6'4", 225. What I love is the awareness where that first down marker is. And he and Jackson Dart threw a lot together in camp when they were a little bit more in the backup.
Fake toss. Here goes Dart. Dart seeking that first down, comes very close to picking it up. Let's go to Kaylee.
Well, guys, the Eagles' defense is without cornerback Quinyon Mitchell. He is not in the game right now, on the sideline with a beanie on his head. He quietly slipped into the blue medical tent, was there for about 10 minutes, and now we're told the issue is a hamstring and he's questionable to return.
Oh, that's big.
Huge.
Adoree Jackson now comes in his spot on 2nd down and 1. Toss, Scattaboo. First down. He'll pop you, as he does right there. First down.
And you know this, being an Arizona State alum and fan, but this guy has more speed than his reputation. I think people look at him like he's a just a bull in a ring, just a big, powerful guy, and he is. But don't sell him short on his quickness and speed. That time he showed it getting to the corner.
From the 39, pass to the outside. Short gain, Wandale Robinson. Stopped there by Makuba. 2nd down and 9.
Interesting to see how they respond with right now Mitchell out. Adoree Jackson came in, so you had Ringo and Jackson. And not to get too technical, but if they play with their 4 defensive backs, more of a base look, they can move Cooper DeJean opposite of Ringo. And right now they have DeJean on one side and Adoree Jackson on the other.
Giants have Hyatt wide to the left. You've got Robinson in the slot on a 2nd down and 9. Here they come. Extra pressure. Gets it away. Caught. About 4 yards shy of the first down. They go to Theo Johnson. He of the 2 touchdown grabs last week in New Orleans. So 3rd and 4, Blankenship made the last tackle.
Vic Fangio mixing up these looks against the young quarterback, that time with a 0 pressure, late blitz. What he loves to do is give you one look pre-snap, go to another look, try to affect him in his decision making.
3rd and 4, under 3 minutes to halftime.
Good job using the cadence, get a tip maybe on coverage.
To the outside and making the grab. The Giants think it's a first down. We'll see where they're going to spot it. It is a first down as Jalen Hyatt makes his first catch of the night.
And good for Jalen Hyatt. I mean, here's a guy, he doesn't have a reception on the year. Only 8 receptions last year. A lot of Giants fans have looked at him as a bust, but with Slayton down and Neighbors out for the year, he steps up.
To the outside. There he is again. Well, the fans look at him as a bust to this point. That's why you got the extra cheer on that catch and makes another one right here.
Yeah, and it's 3rd year. A guy that in college at Tennessee was really known for his ability to stretch a defense, made a ton of plays downfield with Hendon Hooker, who was the time the quarterback at Tennessee. And that time, not going downfield, making a couple tough catches near the side. Look at it. This is the ultimate compliment. Jordan Davis on the other side during a TV timeout saying, man, you're making some play. Look at this little fella here, Scattaboo.
You're pretty good. Very, very collegial. So 2nd down and 4. Giants have 2 timeouts. Dart, moving, dancing, twirling, picks up the first down and runs out of bounds. And the crowd wants a flag for a late hit. Adoree Jackson was there to stop him. No flag.
To me, it's his patience as a scrambler that really stands out. He looks left, he looks come back to the right. They do a good job of leveraging him, but he doesn't panic. He just kind of makes his way through and has the feel and the athletic ability to know exactly where he needs to go. But there's just no panic from this guy. It's like it's like he's been here before, even though he's such a young guy making his 3rd start.
Inside handoff. Scatterboo to the 4-yard line.
Remember in the open we talked about how do the Giants compete in this game, and I said I think they're going to do a good job moving the ball tonight. The real question is they're dead last in the NFL in red zone scoring touchdowns, and when they get down to the red zone against this defense, are they going to kick field goals or are they going to score touchdowns? And we just said, how is this young quarterback going to respond after a couple touchdowns by the Eagles? What a drive he's put together, but can they put this ball into the end zone?
This young quarterback, he's got matinee idol looks. He's very articulate. I mean, this guy will be the toast of the town if everything works out for him.
For sure.
He's got everything working for him.
Yeah, you always hear that he's got the it factor. Who knows how to describe or define what it is. But for a young guy, the moxie, the confidence, and then when you sit down and talk to him the way you and Kaylee and I did, it was very refreshing how respectful he was. And he's kind of hate to put all the pressure on him, but he's kind of the total package.
Yeah, for 22 years old, he reads the room.
Yeah. Yep.
2nd and 4.
Monday. Sit down. Read it. Take your set.
Through the middle. Scatterboo. 3rd down.
I think the best thing that's happening right now, and Philly's going to smartly use a timeout to try to save some time for Jalen Hurts. I was just about to say, not only are they answering here with this drive, but they're working clock, and the way Jalen Hurts and Saquon and this offense have been performing, you know they're thinking, give us a little bit of time. We're thinking about getting some points of our own before this half is over. So they can pick up a 1st down here on 3rd and 1 and see if Philly uses their last timeout and still be able to work clock.
Yeah, they don't want to give the Giants the opportunity for 2 for 1 because the Giants are going to get the ball to start the 2nd half.
Yeah. So this offensive line playing pretty well. And again, Jalen Carter's not in there, but they've held their own.
3 tight ends here, 3rd down and 1. They're 4 of 5 on 3rd down.
Too bad they don't have the tush push.
Right.
They could use that right here.
Hey, alert.
Scatterboo would be a good guy to do the
Read it.
pushing.
Take your set.
Well, they're going to push anyway. Who needs the tush push?
Let the kid do it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
By himself, 1st and goal.
Philly's going to use that last timeout. So see what kind of strategy Brian Dable uses. Look at the push there on the left side. Great job being able to get the push that you need. 1st down, new set of series.
Back at 30. Almost 200 yards in the first half. They are 5 out of 6 on 3rd down.
Love that. Run the big fella here. Then take your time if he doesn't get into the end zone.
Scatterboo, the back.
Take your set.
Play fake. Dart to the end zone. And it is not caught as he tried to hit little Jordan Humphrey in the back of the end zone. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down and goal.
I mean, this is a perfectly thrown football up and over Adoree Jackson. Again, they're utilizing the size of little Jordan Humphrey at 6'4", move him inside, condensed, now go up and over number 8, and it clears his right hand. Look how he's positioned his body, but has a perfect timing and touch on that football.
With Mitchell out, they're going to Adoree Jackson's side a lot. Here's Scadaboo to the end zone. Touchdown. The right guard, Van Roten, pulled, led the way. Scadaboo to the end zone.
Well, they answered. Heck of a drive, 15 plays, 67 yards. They're the two young rookies bringing the energy to this franchise. Dart and Scadaboo, you'll be hearing those names for a long time in this stadium in these uniforms. I don't think very many people thought the Giants would put 20 points up on the board in the first half.
Mikitani for the extra point. With 1:19 to
We spotted Brian Burns. What a great matchup tonight against Malota on the left side. And it's been a mixed bag. Burns has been able to be pretty effective in the pass rush. Some inside moves, some spin moves. It's gone back and forth, but this defense from the Giants facing an offense from Philly that came in maybe limping, trying to find the consistency. And boy, this first half, Hurts 12 of 14 playing great, and they're going to try to get some points on the board here.
Juggled at the 3. Bigsby has to come out with it and gets wrapped up at the 6. So without a timeout now and 72 seconds to the half, they'll begin from their own, make it 7-yard line.
And if he stays in, that ball is a touchback and it's at the 20-yard line. Much, much better when you're fighting for every yard to get into field goal range without timeouts. And that ball goes through him. Bigsby is a talented player. Right there, if he takes the knees, the ball's out at the 20-yard line. Instead, you lose 13 yards all the way back to the 7-yard line. See how frustrated he is. He knows the opportunity that they have. Changes the strategy. They're going to have to get some very positive yards here without any timeouts to try to get into field goal range.
You did not have to be a world-class lip reader to figure that baby out. On first down, start with a run, start with a good run by Barkley to the 25. They'll hustle to the line of scrimmage.
That's exactly. How about Saquon Barkley getting the ball spotted himself, getting it right to Juergens to hurry up, fight this clock as quickly as they can.
8 carries, 56 yards, 7 yards per carry for Saquon. Pass is caught up at the 30. That's Brown. Stopped shy of a first down, second down. Clock running. 40, 39, and counting down.
Giants keeping everything, trying to keep everything in bounds and in front of them. Keep that clock moving if you're New York.
Hurts to the outside. That's caught. That'll stop the clock. Trying to get into field goal range for Elliott. Brown makes the grab there.
Well, you can just tell Jalen Hurts is feeling it tonight as far as his rhythm. Good job there. One hitch, ball out on time. And A.J. Brown working back to the football and able to get out of bounds to stop that clock.
5 catches for Brown tonight, 73 yards. Hurts is 14 of 16 for 164. Elliott keeping warm.
And with Elliott's range, you get inside the 45-yard line of the Giants and you got a shot.
And this year much better than the past from 50 plus. To the outside again, and that's incomplete. There is no flag. The coverage by Dean Belton that time. 2nd and 10.
Belton had to work through a little bit of traffic there, but did a good job being in position to make that a tough throw. This is where you'd love to see the pass rush. We just focused on Burns. You have Thibodeaux out there, the rookie Abdul Carter. Big Dex, who's yet to have a sack this year, kind of working his way back from the injury he had a year ago with that dislocated elbow. This is where you really got to try to, even with 4, you got to try to get home.
2nd and 10. Put Shipley in the backfield to block. Pass deep downfield is thrown out of bounds.
And there it is. There's the pass rush. When you only bring 4, even just flushing him out of there. That was Abdul Carter from the blind side.
That's when they brought Shipley in as the back that time, just to block. 3rd and 10. 15 seconds.
Play clock down to 10. Better hustle. 4.
Yep. Do they get it away? They don't have a timeout.
Oh, the Giants called a timeout.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Explain that.
Oh, wow.
New York takes its second timeout of the half. This will be 30-second timeout.
I don't think they would have gotten the snap off.
I don't think the receivers were going to be set. Wow, that was a shocker. They got out of the huddle late. It was going to be a race just to get the snap off. And anytime you're in a 2-minute offense with a late snap, a lot of times just a late snap can affect the rhythm of a play call. So they catch a break. Philly catches a break here and now can settle in and get the right call and not feel rushed.
Giants will get the ball to start the second half.
You have plenty of time to get a completion and spike it. Try to get this around the 45-yard line.
And Shipley is the back. Stays in the block. Hurts. He's going to run with it. And he's going to be stopped at the 48, but the clock is going to keep running.
There.
No time to do anything, really, by the time they get settled here. That's it.
Yeah. Plus it's fourth down. You can't spike it. Wow. A lot of things that people would like to do over there in those last 2 or 3 plays on both sides.
Yep. Rewind the clock. Get a word here from Nick Sirianni in a second. Halftime score: Giants 20, Eagles 17. And in a moment we will go to Kaylee as soon as she can run down Mr. Sirianni. Kaylee, it's yours.
Well, Nick, a highly efficient half for Jalen Hurts. What needs to happen to sustain that for a full game?
Yeah, we need to make sure we're getting those guys off the field on defense. Dart's running around a little bit. We got to get the offense back on the field and take the ball away.
To that point about Jackson Dart, he's been able to hurt you with his arm and his legs. How do you contain him? Yeah,
we got to make sure we're cage rushing, and we'll make some adjustments here at halftime.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, thank you, Kaylee. Halftime 20-17. The New York Giants lead the Philadelphia Eagles. After the break, State Farm halftime show with Carissa.
Fox, followed by Sunday Night Football on NBC. And Week 6 concludes with 2 games Monday night on ESPN.
Reigning Super Bowl champions. First Giants rookies with a rush TD in the same game since 1980. Larry Heater and Leon Perry were the 2 rookies who combined for that. Guarantee you didn't know that. 28th regular season game with a TD pass and a TD rush for Jalen Hurts. 5th most all time. There's the QB comparison. Both looking good in the first half. So we came in expecting the Eagles the way they started out. 2 good runs by Barkley right off the bat, but the Giants responded. 2 quarterbacks getting ready. The Giants will get the ball first as we start the 3rd quarter. Sirianni and Daboll, Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, Kaylee Hartung at the Meadowlands on this 51-degree night. Kick run back by Olszewski out to the 30-yard line. Moments ago, Kaylee with Brian Daboll.
Brian, describe Jackson Dart's first half performance.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent, and he's been that way, in all 3 of his starts. So, gonna have to have a good half, make good decisions. He's made some loose plays for us, been good on 3rd down, been good in the red zone. But the guys around him have been good too, making plays.
What are your defensive priorities in the second half?
Yeah, we've done a good job on 3rd down, but we've given up too many explosives, and we got to do a better job in the red zone. They got a couple explosive runs early on the game. I expect them to come back to that. We got to do a good job with that. But we got to do a good job of preventing some of these explosive plays that they're skipping 3rd downs on.
That's fine.
Thanks, Peter.
And we start here with a pass to Scatterbo for a short gain. Cam Scatterbo with a touchdown. Cam Scatterbo tonight, 8 carries, 31 yards.
Important to remember as they're talking about trying to find answers, for this offense. Keep remembering that, Malik Neighbors is not out there. Darius Slayton is not out there. Trying to do it without your top receivers.
Pick of about 4 here for Scadaboo. Meanwhile, the Eagles defense trying to do it without Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
And Adoree Jackson is in there instead.
Yeah, Jalen Carter was before the game started was announced he would be out. So Vic Fangino's trying to find some answers and see what kind of adjustments they can make. Try to get this offense behind the sticks. 3rd and 2 is where the Giants want to live.
Bunch of receivers to the left side. Dart looks the other way. Dart throws over the middle, and that is hauled in by Theo Johnson. Ball comes out, and now they're going to rule it incomplete. So Bond came away with it. Johnson looked like he had it. Frustrated with himself. That head bob.
Yeah, he just not able to. You see the ball already kind of sneaks through, and then when he hits the ground, it comes out. Again, look at the touch, putting the ball up in the air to Theo Jackson, who's 6'6", against Adoree Jackson. It's a mismatch as far as height, so good decision, just unable to hold on to it when he hits the ground.
So the Giants start the second half with a 3-and-out. Jamie Gillen, the left-footed punter, sends it down, fair caught, 13-yard line by Jahan Dotson. Opening. Hold the orchestra.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 21 of Philadelphia. Coming half the distance to the goal line. First down, Philadelphia.
That's on Sidney Brown. And that will take us.
Offense is trying to find some rhythm, and they have found it tonight. Offensive line doing their job. Jalen Hurts playing with much more urgency, throwing with accuracy. 14 of 18 tonight for 164 yards, but he's done a lot of different ways, and I think they put him in a much better spot, mixing up formations, a lot of personnel groupings, using pre-snap motion and movement. They have really found their flow tonight. We'll see if it continues in this second half.
And doing it without their starting left guard, Landon Dickerson. Brett Toth has taken that spot, but the line doing its work tonight as they start from the 7-yard line. And they start on the ground, and it's a gain of about 6 for Saquon Barkley, who has now carried the ball 9 times for a total of 61 yards.
Yeah, they brought Fred Johnson in there, who is a backup tackle. Brought him in as 74 as basically another tight end. Try to get the edge on that right side. It worked pretty well. It's exactly where Saquon ended up bouncing that to get away from close to their own goal line. So good positive first down gain there on to start this drive.
High snap, brings it down. Nothing happening there. The Giant defense right there to stop him for no gain. Thibodeau, the first to get to him.
And Thibodeau, again, I hope Giants fans are really enjoying this guy's growth this year. He is playing at such a different level, so much more physical. And you think of these guys on the edge, all you think about is what they do as pass rushers, but this guy continues to become every week a more complete player, and that time against the run. Great play getting off that block.
3rd and 6. A.J. Dillon in the backfield. Going deep. Out in front. The pass is too deep. He had Devontae Smith, and that would have been 6. 4th down. Went away with 1.
That's the fear to this year with the Giants defense. There's moments when they play well, and then there's moments where they have busts. And this is one of those where they just had a bust. You don't know if that's the corner who's not making the right decision, or if that's Flott right there who looks like made the wrong decision, but you don't know if the safety should be over. Regardless, it's a bust, and they caught a break. Philly, that could have been a touchdown.
Major break, 3-and-out, so each team starts the second half with a 3-and-out. Braden Mann, his punt will go out of bounds somewhere around the 45 or so yard line. 3 minutes into the third quarter.
Jalen last week, it was talked about a lot how he missed A.J. Brown. There was a discussion that A.J. Brown give up on the play. Regardless, the timing on these vertical shots, it's just not been as consistent as you would typically see with Jalen Hurts and his receivers. Like I said, he is known over the years for quick game, RPO, and the shots downfield. That's kind of his bread and butter. The intermediate game is the area that he's always trying to grow and get comfortable. But that was a blown coverage, and ideally he puts that ball up in the air and Devontae Smith runs under it. It's a touchdown.
Tyrone Tracy is the running back. Pass is caught just shy of the 50-yard line. So Lil Jordan Humphrey makes that grab. To Kaylee we go.
Guys, in that key piece of the Eagles secondary, cornerback Quinyon Mitchell, he has been ruled out of this game with that hamstring injury he suffered earlier.
Yeah, that is, as we said before, that's very big. We see a lot of Adoree Jackson, former New York Giant. Meanwhile, finding his way is Tyrone Tracy. Had a good rookie year last year, led the team in rushing. There's Mitchell on the sideline. It'll be 3rd down and 1 upcoming.
Yeah, and you just wonder, is it Hyatt? Is it Robinson? Who can test the corners with Mitchell down? You have Ringo and Jackson. And honestly, opposite of Mitchell, that was the concern with the Philadelphia defense when Cooper DeJean is in the inside playing nickel. Who's going to end up being the second corner? Now they're both out there, but for now, 3rd and short, you have Cooper DeJean playing the corner opposite of Adoree Jackson.
Giants come up with 3 tight ends. Scatterbo is a running back. He has it, and he has the first down. Ball looked like for a second it was ready to come loose. Flag is thrown. It's been a relatively penalty-free game. Only 1 penalty against the Eagles tonight, 2 against the Giants. They both signaling face mask. Clete Blakeman on the right is the ultimate authority.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask, defense number 94. 15-yard penalty, 1st down New York.
It's on Byron Young.
He's right in the middle of the pit, and it happens late. He gets a hold of the face mask right there. And that left hand just trying to get in there to try to make a play, grabbing on anything he can. Unfortunately for Young, he grabs onto that face mask. The officials see it. They add 15 yards onto that 1st down gain.
Puts the ball at the 29-yard line. Dart 12 of 16, 137. Hangs in the pocket, looks to his left, goes deep downfield. Flag is thrown. Went for Humphrey. You got Keely Ringo was covering on the play. Pass interference or defensive holding? What's the call here?
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense number 7. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Now, he had an out and up on either side, and when Humphrey goes to the out, that's where the contact comes in right there, and that's where the flag came in. It wasn't downfield. Interesting, he decided to go after Keely Ringo there instead of going to the other side against Adoree Jackson, where he had Jalen Hyatt matched up against him. Regardless, they get the 1st down with the call.
From the 24. Tracy is the back. Dart keeps. Dart inside the 20. Tripped up from behind. Gets to the 17. Ojulari makes that tackle. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
He's reading Ojulari, and if he commits down, he's going to pull the football. If he thinks he can get outside of him, he's kind of slow playing it, and now it's a foot race. Pretty good effort there by 13 not to give up on a play, but still big yards there on 1st and 10.
2nd and 3 from the 17. To the outside, Tracy. Nowhere. Jackson is right there. Makuba is right there to stop him. 3rd and 3.
Job by Makuba on the backside. The center, John Michael Schmitz, is down on 1 knee.
Schmitz, the 3rd-year center out of Minnesota. Austin Schlottman would be the backup. Injury timeout.
Ball right there, right through the face mask, so right under the nose.
Schmitz, if he had played every snap, now Austin Schlottman comes in to take his spot, number 65. As the center, it's 3rd down and 3. Giants on this drive. Started back at their own 44. Dart buys time. Dart looking for the first down. Angles himself toward the marker. And is going to be stopped just about there. And it's going to be a first down. He got it.
How about the effort there at the end? That's his 4th scramble tonight. He's got a touchdown and now 3 first downs. His legs have been a factor. He goes airborne. So much for being defenseless. He's going airborne into the tackler.
He's carried 6 times tonight for 49 yards. He's their leading rusher. Good protection. Goes to the end zone. There's contact there. It's Ringo along with Humphrey. No flag. 2nd and 10.
We saw he had a one-on-one matchup, and again, because of the work that he's been able to put in with little Jordan Humphrey over the summer when they were backups, you know, Russell Wilson was the guy. He was working down there with guys like little Jordan Humphrey, and here it's again out and up trying to double move these backup corners, and he put the ball out early. That's the contact there that the fans were reacting to.
2nd and 10. Out of the pistol. Scatterbo is the back. Flips it back to him. Scatterbo inside the 10. Shoulders his way. Close to a first down behind a Theo Johnson block.
Good job here on the seal. Again, we'll call his name again. Little Jordan Humphrey, 89, up on the right here. Watch him seal it. Got a couple pullers get out in front. Look at 84's block. Boom, Theo Johnson. Heck of a job, and he lowers his shoulder, the big man.
And gets the first down.
It's not just physical. He builds that momentum up with that speed. He is tough to bring down.
1st and goal. Will Dart try to do it himself? He'll give it to Scatterbo. Scatterbo, 2nd effort. Does he get in? One official said short, the other one says touchdown. So on the near side, he signaled touchdown, but you see the other official coming in and saying he's short. That Dart jumps in the air. He thinks it's a touchdown. Cleet Blakeman says...
Moving in the field is that the runner's progress will stop just short of the goal line. It will be 2nd down.
That's what he says.
There it is. Look at it. He's going right through Zach Bond. Oh, that's a touchdown, right? I mean, I don't know what we're looking at. That's
After
pretty...
replay assist, the ruling in the field is a touchdown.
There it is. Yep. Replay does not lie. Gets it across before he stopped. Ball was coming out, but that's after he crossed the goal line.
Al, watch Adoree Jackson's effort here to make a tackle. Now, you hate to see that, even from a corner, down at the goal line, just kind of bend over and throw his body. You got to wrap up. He went through Zach Bond. Adoree Jackson doesn't make much of an effort there at all to make a tackle, and you can't do that against any back, let alone Cam Scatterbo, who's looking to run over top of people.
And again, Jackson in there because of the injury to Mitchell. Mikitani to boot the extra point, puts that one through, and with 7:56 to go in the 3rd, 27-17 Giants.
Was this before or after the headbutt with Scatterbo?
That's coming up. A.J. Dillon will run it back. You know, there's always an ebb and flow in games among fans. I mean, it's been a tough decade for Giants fans. And they keep thinking, well, maybe, you know, Daniel Jones comes in a few years ago, and then Dable comes in, leads them to the playoffs. Who knows? But right now, there's a different energy in this building.
It's been a long time since we've seen the Giants where the defense is coming down to the offense to congratulate them when they're coming off the field, high-five, and there's just some juice down there. Don't ever underestimate what the value of a quarterback beyond X's and O's can do to a franchise. And we're witnessing it right now, right in front of us, with Jackson Dart here with the Giants.
And behind us, you just saw Jameis Winston, who's the number 3 quarterback, was leading the cheers. Now Philly starts. Barkley is the back. Hurts backs up. Deep drop. Starts to run with it. Passes complete. Goddard makes the catch. First down. We go to Cayley.
Guys, you can't fake the type of energy that Cam Scatterbo brings to the Giants. Brian Burns said Scat, as they call him, is actually quite insane. He said that with a laugh, of course. And then you couple him with Jackson Dart. Those two have a friendship that really blossomed in OTAs last spring. They were having Nerf gun fights in the hallways of the hotel, and now they've got their headbutt ritual that Cam told me is just how they lock in at every opportunity.
What a night for him. 12 carries, 51 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, if you send out the central casting for a football player, you'd send him Scatterbo.
That's it.
Deep drop. Coverage is good. Hurts running for his life. Throws along the sideline. Brown is there. And Brown will get credit for the catch.
It's a good job here. There's just nobody open. Good job of protecting downfield, but how about the offensive line doing their job here? Again, this pass rush can get after it. They only rush 4, but he has all kinds of time, just nobody open. And then eventually, see if this ball comes out. I think that's what the crowd wants to see, if he finished and made that catch. Ball moves, but did he have possession?
Giants are going to challenge. That would have been a 7-yard gain.
Does a good job on that scramble coming back to his quarterback. And there's the all hands. I don't know if he completed the process. The ball definitely moves. Terry, what do you think?
Yeah, it moves, and it's clear loss of control. This should be reversed by replay to an incomplete pass.
After review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. New York wins its challenge and will not be charged with a timeout.
All right, so it was a challenge. Still keep 2. 6:45 to go in the quarter.
Please put 7 minutes on the game clock. 7 minutes.
Add 15 seconds, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
One thing about this secondary from New York tonight, they're peeking into the backfield. When Jalen Hurts has had time and he starts to move around, their eyes get fixated onto the backfield of the quarterback, and they're losing. There's been gaping holes in the back end, and they've lost some receivers. Trying to play more zone tonight. You know, they're the #1 team in the NFL playing man coverage. But against Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, that's tough to do.
Hurts, pressure, steps up, keeps, slides to a stop. 47-yard line after a short game. It'll be 3rd and 7. Okereke stopped them.
Yeah, early in this game, we remember we talked last week, Saquon only 6 carries, and tonight he's got 10. But when this offense started, even you said this offense, when they're going, it's their running game. And that was the flow early, which set up Hurts in the passing game. Feel like they've gotten away from Saquon and throwing a lot more. They're going to have to throw here, but if they get a first down, they need to get the ball back into 26's hands.
They've had 18 runs, 23 passes. 3rd and 7 here. Deep drop, pressure. Got him by the shirt tail. Sacks him. Brian Burns. 2 for him tonight.
They challenge the communication here. Burns ends up coming kind of off ball, where he's going to bring a pressure. You have to Abdul Carter on the outside who goes to the inside, a little stunt there, and that's enough to affect the communication. Remember, the starting left guard, Landon Dickerson, not in tonight, so Brett Toth has to hold up there against some really good pass rushers, and unable to do it that time against Burns.
7 sacks now for Burns, tied for the league lead with Nick Benito of Denver. Man's punt. Caught along the sideline, no place to run. At that point, Olszewski, no place.
US. What a night Jackson Dart is having in his 3rd career start. You see the passing under the scrambles tonight. He's only 2nd quarterback that has had a rushing touchdown and a touchdown pass on scrambles in a game this season. Of course, Josh Allen does that, seems like every week, but he did it against the Ravens. This guy is feeling it, does not look like a rookie, seems to be in great command of this offense. has answers every time he drops back to throw. It's not too big for him at all.
He starts this drive from his own 10-yard line. To the outside goes the pass. Gain of 6 here. Jalen Hyatt makes that grab. Adoree Jackson on the coverage, 2nd and 4.
A.J. Brown gets talked about a lot about some of the frustrations, but it's understandable. That this is a competitive team, a team with huge expectations. Whatever you have as a fan, multiply it by that much more as these players. They put everything they have into this, and they want to put big numbers up, and they want to win games. Right now they're down 10 and frustrated.
To the outside, Dart eyes downfield, works his way up to about the 18. Campbell stopping him there. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, it looks like we have an Eagle player down. I think it's Reed Blankenship in the back.
So they're already missing Mitchell on the back end.
Yeah, I think
Blankenship needs some help.
Yeah, he and Cooper DeJean ran into each other. Just what this Philly defense needs with the injuries they already have with, like you say, Mitchell and Carter down. Nolan Smith obviously not playing.
Right.
Kobe Dean hasn't played much at all. We've seen him on special teams, hadn't been able to play all year.
Well, the defense, which was so phenomenal last year, been kind of so-so this year. Meanwhile, limping to the huddle that time. Blankenship is out. Cooper DeJean was limping, but he stays in. Epps comes into the game. Marcus Epps. 3rd down and 2. Dart dancing, throws on the run, catch is made. Wandale Robinson, so they went right at Epps that time. It was just come into the game, and as the clock ticks down to 4 minutes, it's a 1st down.
Now watch the quarterback, Jackson Dart's head. I mean, it's a 3rd down. Vic Fangio going to bring a lot of pressure. Left, right, backing up, finds the way he wants, gets the ball out on time before Epps can come over and help out on that. So a lot going on there on that 3rd down, and he's able to execute and deliver.
Dart throws, caught, 7-yard gain. The Giants able to extend drives tonight. Why? 8 out of 10 on 3rd down.
8 out of 10 on 3rd down, and the Eagles, their struggles a week ago against Denver, they continued tonight. They're 2 of 11 last week, 1 of 7 tonight on 3rd down.
Now a 2nd and 3. Dart going for it all deep downfield and incomplete. That time the coverage was very good. DeJean shaking off that minor twitch or tweak on the last series with Humphrey all the way. 3rd and 3.
It's the confidence that they have in this young quarterback. You take a shot on 2nd down or 2nd and short, 2nd and 3, and now it's a hit or miss on a 50-50 ball. Now you come back to 3rd down and 3. You just mentioned how successful they've been, 80% tonight on 3rd down. Let's see if he can do it again.
Play clock all the way down.
Yeah, I think the right tackle moved.
Yep.
False start, offense number 65. The 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
It's on Schlottman. It's going to make it 3rd and 8. Go to Kaylee.
And guys, of course, Schlottman in for that starting center, John Michael Schmitz. We saw him leave the field earlier after taking a forearm to the bridge of his nose. Well, he's questionable to return, and he's now being evaluated for a concussion.
He had played every snap this season until then.
Big penalty there. Push him from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. Eagles need to get the ball back.
Rush 5. Gets the pass away. Caught. Got the 1st down and a lot more. Into Philly territory. Theo Johnson, the tight end.
Now, just when you think you've seen it all from this guy, watch how he sits in here against this pressure. Late movement. Linebacker Campbell comes free, gets hit from the outside, and delivers it right on the face mask to the big tight end Theo Johnson on 3rd and 8. It's like a like a jump pass for a first down.
22-yard gain. Go 5 wide on first down. Eagle D trying to find the answer. Dart. Stop him at the 45-yard line. Patrick Johnson making that tackle, second down.
Oh, he's down. That was a big hit. And that's the risk he takes. You know, people have been talking to him about he's so athletic and has such confidence. That time it wasn't about sliding. It's just, you know, in the NFL, he's going to take some big hits. And boy, did he take a big one.
Boy, there's a collective breath being taken by every Giants fan right now. Here it is.
Our right, his left.
Okay. So for the moment, he's down, which means, of course, Russell Wilson will come in, at least for the next play. And who knows how much longer. So timeout, injury timeout with 2:17 to go in the quarter. Down. Dart. He's down. Now he's up. Now he's going to jog off the field. Helmet off. They have to take him into the tent.
Crowd goes wild.
He's taken up residency in the blue tent. We saw him in the preseason go in there. We saw him in the Charger game. He went in there. Now he's in there. They're checking him out. And they check out Daboll, Brian Daboll. He wants a first-hand look.
I don't blame
him.
I don't blame him one bit.
Meanwhile, for the moment, while he's in there, it's 2nd and 11. So Russell Wilson comes into the game and hands the ball off to Tyrone Tracy. So Wilson, who was the starter for 3 games, and of course you all know about Russell through the years, with Seattle Super Bowl winner, went to 2 Super Bowls with the Seahawks, went to Denver, that didn't work out very well, went to Pittsburgh for a year, comes here as the starter at the start of the season.
Big play call here for Brian Daboll and the Giants and the Eagles with a chance to get off the field here yet again on a 3rd down.
3rd and 9.
How aggressive do they get with Russell Wilson here?
9 of 11 on 3rd down to this point. But Wilson's first 3rd down. Play clock at 1. Claps his hands, gets it away, throws, and that's incomplete. So it's 4th down. So the crowd vents its frustration. Well, they can't wait for Dart to get back in the game.
Yeah, he wants to know what's going on and how quickly he can get his quarterback back.
Well, I don't think he's getting good news here. I might be wrong. Maybe he was saying, why didn't he come back early? Well, you can't. He had to be out at least 1 play. Meanwhile, now you got Gillen to punt with 1:21 to go in the quarter. Philly sets up a return, but it's fair caught at the 11-yard line by Dotson. Kaylee, what do you know?
Guys, add to Brian Daboll's visit to see Jackson Dart in the blue tent, and I'll match you Cam Scattaboo, who just put his head in there, and an athletic trainer had to push him out very kindly and sent him back to the sideline. Meanwhile, you've got the unaffiliated concussion specialist at the video monitor reviewing the footage of Jackson's hit. Jackson, meanwhile, is inside the tent, peeking through the mesh windows, trying to keep an eye on what's going on in this game, and I'm hearing a couple of yells and encouragements to his teammates.
There are 70,000 people that would like to get into that tent with encouragement right now.
Millions of fans.
Yes. Meanwhile, 1:14 left, 3rd quarter. Eagles down by 10. Start the drive from the 12-yard line. Start on the ground. Nothing doing for Barkley, who's back. Dexter Lawrence is right there. 2nd and 10.
Now, this is an Eagles team that got to 4-1, but in some of these games, not just losing last week with a 17-3 lead over Denver, but they've had to hold on to some leads late, not playing their best football in the 4th quarter. Now they find themselves down 10 with a lot of work to do, where they're going to have, if they're going to come back and win it, they're going to have to play great football here in the last quarter.
2nd and 10. Barkley wrapped up again. Roy Robertson Harris. Meanwhile, Dart is now out of the tent. Hard to figure out what was being said unless you're a great lip reader between the Medico and Daboll, but it looks like.
I mean,
it looks like, you tell me what it looks like.
It looks like a guy that's going to be coming back out on the field when they get the football, but now when we come back, we got another third down for Philly.
Mystery Theater. Come on back, I know you will. End of 3, 27-17.
This is the beauty of Thursday Night Football on Prime. Let's take a look at our next-gen stats powered by AWS. You just never know. We've had a few of these already this year. Whoever would thought we'd enter the fourth quarter with an 88% chance of the Giants right now to win this game.
Unbelievable. It's 3rd down and 12. Dart will be coming back into the game when the Giants get the ball. First things first. Hurts in the end zone, buying time, has to throw underneath. Caught. Can Barkley get the first down? He cannot. It'll be 4th and 2.
Now they're 1 of 8 now, faced another 3rd down and long. It's been that kind of night for this offense, getting behind the sticks. Good job, the Giants getting him into that spot. They were able to rush 4, sit back and play zone, make him check it down, and force his punt again.
Dart can't wait to get back in the game.
Can't wait to hear what kind of reaction he gets when he gets back out there.
He got a pretty good one when he came out of that tent. Braden Mann to do the punting. Olszewski back to receive for the Giants. Olszewski at the 22-yard line. Runs it back out to the 35-yard line. Sidney Brown makes the stop there, and here he comes.
Isn't it amazing how one guy at one position can impact the entire organization, the entire fan base, by his presence in 3 games?
And that is the position.
Yeah.
As you know.
Oh, yeah.
You've been there.
Yeah.
From the 34-yard line. Dart 16 of 22 for 187 yards. Keep it on the ground. Scattaboo. Short game.
They have opted to be, even working with this lead, pretty aggressive. You see here just the 3rd quarterback in NFL history.
Look at the other 2.
Yeah.
Lamar and Jalen.
Think about that. Pretty elite company. But they've been aggressive now with into the 4th quarter, working with this lead. See how they balance out between working some clock and continue and try to keep their foot on the gas with this quarterback and the way he's playing.
2nd down and 7. Scattaboo's carried 13 times tonight for 54 yards. Giants have rushed for 112. Dart throws into traffic. Hyatt makes the grab. Hyatt is there and going to spot it just a little shy of the first down. Adoree Jackson covering on the play.
Yeah, looks to end up waving that off.
Yeah, as it turned out.
Yeah.
One official said yes, the other guy says no.
Exactly. You can see, as he extends there to try to, pretty good effort there by Adoree Jackson reaching, making him have to extend, and that ball hits the turf.
So the official with a better look waves that baby off. 3rd down, 3rd and 7. And that's tipped. So that's incomplete. One of the few times tonight they have failed on 3rd down.
Yeah, it looked like Ty Robinson, the rookie, who's able to get his hand in there, actually working from the outside, and then at the last second just kind of reached it up. See him at the bottom, 95, working through the double team, can't get there, so good job of getting the left hand up. So Philly's defense does their job. Not only do they get the stop, but the clock stops. Not only is the enemy the Giants, but down 10 in the 4th quarter, the clock as well.
Yeah, the Giants only had the ball for 55 seconds. Gillen, his 4th punt, he's averaging 44 per boot to this point. Wobbly kick coming up, making the grab at the 25-yard line and bringing it back to the 35-yard line is Jahan Dotson. With 12:51 to play in the fourth quarter.
Their own 15-yard line. Here, they're out at the 34.
So the Eagles in this half, 3 possessions, 3 punts. Pass caught, Smith, and he'll get the first down and pick up about 15. In the process, Tyler Nubin making the tackle. Good start for this drive.
Yeah, still plenty of time. Just 12 and a half to go, down 10. But you need to play with some urgency, and you need to execute. You just mentioned the drives. It's the same issue last week against Denver in the second half. 4 straight possessions with punts. They need to put points up on the board.
They're trying to put 2 good halves together. They've had good first halves, good second halves, but no complete games. Hurts. Deep downfield, Smith reaches up, covered well. Flag comes in though. Adebo is there. Coming over late was Holland. And everybody marching down toward the infraction. 26.
Now, I think the ball being underthrown here causes Devontae Smith to work his way back in the corner because he's beat off the line. He never does a good job of locating the football. And there's the contact there towards the end. See, he really never sees the ball until the last second. And by then, he'd already interfered with Smith. So he lost that battle at the line of scrimmage.
You see a lot of penalties on underthrown balls, guys coming back, and then interference takes place. Case in point there, Dable looks up in exasperation at the replay. From the 25-yard line. 5 wide, 4-man rush. Quick throw to the outside. Goddard again. Might have the first down. Tackled right at the line there. What a night for him. That's 8 catches on 9 targets for 74 yards and a touchdown. First down.
Yeah, they've had issues all year as far as penalties. They lead the NFL. You see 14 coverage penalties this season. And that one could cost him here. Right now, much more urgency from Jalen Hurts. Good job of taking what is there with that soft coverage on that last play.
Hurts, pressure, throws. Receiver fell down. He got a flag. You see the flag. That's A.J. Brown going to the turf. And slow and rising.
A lot of contact there. Yeah, right there on Adebo. He moves to the inside there against A.J. Brown. Physical receiver.
There is no foul in the play.
They pick it up.
Second down from the previous spot.
Terry, in that case, what would you say there? Is that not even considered incidental contact? He's working the stem. He's trying to work to the outside, and they just run into each other.
Yeah, but Kirk, it looks like the defender slides over in front of his path, and if it's more than 5 yards, quarterback hasn't thrown the ball yet. It looks like it should have been illegal contact.
But they pick up the flag. Break for the Giants. 2nd and 10. Hurts throws, intercepted, picked off all the way down the sideline. Cardale Flott inside the 30, out of bounds, deep in Eagles territory. Cardale Flott with the pick. And the place going crazy.
Well, they took a chance here with Shane Bowen down in the red zone. They started to bring some pressure instead of just relying on their 4. Here's our defensive alerts showing where the potential pressure comes from, and they all come. Ball is thrown behind Dotson, which allows Flott to recover, step in front of it, and come up with a game, maybe sealing interception for the Giants. He kept working his left this entire drive, going to his left. This time, again, a little bit behind his target. And what a job by Flott, who you could argue has been the most consistent corner for the Giants all year. And that's the first interception of the year for Jalen Hurts.
Number 1, hadn't thrown a pick in 305 regular season passes going back to last year. Meanwhile, Dart gets taken down. Crowd says, come on, leave our man alone, would you? I'll tell you, right about now, there might be a run on Tums and Alka-Seltzer about 90 miles south of here.
Between the Phillies.
You got it.
Out in L.A.
And what's happening right now.
Right now. I'm going to say this. I'm going to stay glass half full. If you're an Eagles fan, you're still in this. You hold them to a field goal. You got to hold them to a field goal here and stay positive. Got to make a play.
2nd down 7. Scadaboo and Tracy both in the backfield. Now you got a false start here. Illuminor was early to the action.
False start. Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So this defense, with a lot of their superstars injured, many of, think about the team that won the Super Bowl last year. That 10 of those players on that defense side of the ball are no longer with this team. The guys that are back, you've got several injuries, and somebody's got to step up here and make a play for this defense right now to stay in this game. There's Mitchell, who's out.
Scadaboo going back and forth on a 2nd and 12. Dart's going to keep it with a stiff arm. Every time he runs, I'm sure that Brian Dable has to hold his breath when he doesn't slide. But that's his competitive nature. You just know it is.
It is, but if you're a defensive coach going against Jackson Dart and you're telling your defensive players, if 6 keeps the ball, we want to hit him a lot and as hard as we can, knock the ball out. I mean, that's going to be the message, because this guy rarely will get down. So eventually, I'm sure he's going to learn to do that. But you're right, his competitive spirit won't let him get down.
3rd and 8 as he surveys. Extra pressure, a lot of extra pressure. Pass to the end zone. Dropped. Had it for a moment. You got Hyatt there. And you got a flag here against the Eagles. It's going to be Ringo on Hyatt. Here's Clete Blakeman.
Pass interference, defense, number 7. The foul occurred in the end zone, so the ball he placed at the 1-yard line, 1st down.
Now a stutter and go on the far left to Hyatt, who's known for his ability to get downfield with ball skills. Look at this location of this football. I mean, that's perfect. Over the outside shoulder, out in front of him, there's the interference. Tough for him to get that right arm up, but the location of that football could not have been thrown any better by Dart. Grabbing onto that right arm, not letting it get up. Sometimes you can get away with that. In this case, he does not.
64 Steny reports eligible here on a 1st and goal. Scadaboo. He is in. Touchdown. Three rushing touchdowns for the rookie.
Cordell Flott with the interception sets the offense up with an opportunity for a knockout punch. And that combination of Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo, which when they were drafted, we all got excited about what could be. How long down the road would it be? Brian Dable told us, even in preseason, I love this kid. I really love this kid. We're seeing why.
They're waiting to confirm it. They do. Nakatani for the extra point. Jude boots it through. The interception leading to the touchdown. And the New York Football Giants lead over the reigning Super Bowl champions 34-17.
Right. Brian Dable just saying, you had me at hello. You had me at hello.
Well, everybody knows who follows this game that Dable would be one of the coaches on the hot seat. So he had that big hug after the Charger game. Last week was a completely different story, and tonight is sort of astonishing when you realize that the Giants are dominating 34-17. Kick is dropped and then dropped out of bounds. Boy, it just keeps on regressing for the Eagles.
It's time now for Smart Moves, presented by Xfinity Internet. Go back to this interception. Cardell Flott, maybe again the most consistent corner. Ball bit behind, eyes on the quarterback, able to step up in front. Almost took it all the way back, but set up Jackson Dart. Cam Scatterby, they're able to punch it in. And I mean, this is just these rookies, and this energy and this confidence is rubbing off on the veterans that haven't felt this for years.
Can somebody get Simone Biles on the phone? I would love to know what she would score. Those cartwheels and backflips.
Seen it all night.
Fantastic. From the 5-yard line. Eagles. Brown. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3 with 9.5 to go in the 4th.
Jackson Dart's going to get a lot of the attention, and he should. But when you talk about the energy that this team is feeling, I think Cam Scatterby has as much to do with this as Jackson Dart. You know, he's going over to linebackers and headbutting them, grabbing safeties and corners, and just a total different feel.
Hurts flushed out. Eyes downfield. Throws. Passes out of bounds. Chased by Okereke. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Like you said, I mean, can you look more of a football player that should be playing in New York than Cam Scatterby?
Yeah, we talked about that Texas game last year. He carried the ball 30 times for 149 yards, 2 rushing TDs, 8 receptions, and threw a 42-yard touchdown pass.
What else is there left to do?
Nothing.
Should have played linebacker.
He could. 3rd and 3. Hurts flips it to the outside, and that won't come close to netting a 1st down to Barkley.
Boy, Flott's playing well tonight. He's had a great football game. Not only the interception, but just playing with good, clean eyes. At time, you know, Barkley looked like he had some room to be able to pick up that 1st down, but in great position, able to force him out of bounds. And Eagles, at this point in the game, they feel like they've got to go for it.
I mean, it's a 4th and 4. You're down by 17 from your own 11-yard line. Almost a last gasp at this point. Play clock at 2. Can they keep it alive? Yes. Up to the 20-yard line for a 1st down. Devontae Smith makes that grab.
Good job all giving him just enough time, and you can see Devontae Smith come back to his quarterback, able to get a new set of downs. But again, down 17, you really got to pick it up here if you're Philly.
Dillon in the backfield. To the outside goes the pass. Dillon makes that grab. Pickup of 8. Tackled there by Adebo. 2nd down 2.
At this point, for the most part, Giants just kind of sitting back, rushing 4 with this lead, playing smart. Don't want to give up that easy score to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. A lot of zone. Keep the ball out in front.
Deep downfield. And that is hauled in inside the 40-yard line by Goddard.
We just talked about how they don't want to give up the big play, and they are sitting back, but look at that crease between the safety. He actually goes up and over top of the safety, who's sitting underneath, gets over top of him, and good job of Goddard settling down there. Made it easy for Hurts to put that in that window.
36-yard gain. Goddard's now caught 9. Underneath, catch is made, diving for the 1st down. A.J. Dillon, and the ball comes out, but it was a fumble, and it's recovered by the Giants.
Yeah, he's fighting for those yards out. It looked like Dane Belton may have knocked that out. 24 coming from our right with that hand right there. He did. Got his left fist on it to punch it out before that knee touched.
And Drew Phillips is there to recover it. They're waiting for confirmation. Is the knee down first? They're looking at it obviously upstairs. But for the moment, it's going to be ruled a fumble, and New York.
Fight for yards, but heck of a play by Belton to get that out of there. Been something they've really been emphasizing, turnovers, back-to-back possessions. Shane Bowen's bunch able to get it. You can see how dejected the Eagles are, frustrated. Other side, Giants. New energy in this building.
Green 18, you're set up.
From the 25.
Green 18, you're set.
Scattaboo. Look at him. 17. Boo, boo. It's a different sort of boo.
Right. And I'm telling you, when he gets going and he starts to play and this team starts to really be who they are, he's that kind of back that the more carries he gets and the more they lean on you, the tougher he becomes. He becomes more confident. You get a little bit more frustrated emotionally and mentally. And that's when he's able to really run through arm tackles when he gets you on the ropes.
Clock ticking down to 6 minutes left in the fourth.
Green, no. Green 18, you're set.
Cam again. And again. Gain at 12. This is wild. I mean, you start the season, you think Russell Wilson's going to be your guy. You think Tyrone Tracy will be your running back. And here we are in week 6.
Such a good point. And I think our crew being here for the New England preseason game, you know, we were here, we were rolling up our sleeves, getting to know, you know, Dayball and what's going on with this team. And you're right, it was Russell Wilson and Tracy, and you know this is going to be a team that eventually they'll probably go to the rookie quarterback, but how long will it take? At that point, Scattaboo was dealing with a hammy in camp, and now here we are, week 5, and it's just a completely flip.
Yeah, Scattaboo looked like he'd be a change of pace back. They stop him here. So the Giants on their way to going to a mark of 2-4. There is John Mara, and we wish him all of the best. 30-second timeout here for Philadelphia. John already has announced that he's dealing with cancer, and we wish him the very best. Of course, the family has owned the Giants from the start. Grandfather, father, and now John, the major domo here. It's been tough.
Yeah.
He was running out of patience. He said that. He brought back Joe Shane as the GM. He brought back Brian Daboll when everybody thought they may be done. And it may just pay off. At least on a night like tonight, there's a lot of hope.
Yeah, I think this is what they visualized. You know, I don't know how soon they thought it would happen, but Joe Shane right there. And you know, they made the pick to move up and get Jackson Dart. They got Cam Scattaboo. Brian Daboll telling us, you know, that this is what they had hoped would happen, that this quarterback would get the reins and show what he can be. And I don't know if they thought it would be this good this early.
Scattaboo adding to the total. Can he get to 100 is the question. He's got 88 yards right now.
Philadelphia takes its second timeout. 30 seconds.
And the ebbs and flows. I mean, all of a sudden the Giants, I don't know what the crowd expected tonight. They didn't expect this. They go to Denver next week. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, they haven't lost 2 in a row since the 2023 season.
Yeah, and it's a team that even coming in tonight, they had questions. There was a lot of noise after the game last week where they were up 17-3 in the second half, fourth quarter. Ended up losing to Denver. There's questions about the offense, but you know, they talk about embracing the chaos, relishing the chaos. It's going to be unprecedented what they're going to face, you know, next week leading in to their next game. They're going to have to really find out the leadership, pull together. Still so much talent on this team, but they just got to find that switch and somehow flip it. Now they got injuries on top of what's already been happening, you know, with this team. So find out really, it's where you really find out what you're made out of when you go through this kind of obstacle, this kind of challenge. The noise, it's going to be deafening from the outside.
And very unexpected. Pass caught. That's who else? That's Scadaboo again. So Scadaboo tonight, 88 yards on the ground, and a flag is down. 2 catches for 12 yards.
They may have got Scadaboo for taunting after that catch. He took a pretty big hit by Makuba.
The field is that the runner gained the first down. However, after the play, taunting number 44. It's a 15-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 from that spot.
Yeah, I think the hit from Makuba, who's a rookie himself from Texas, where they played in that playoff game, takes the big hit right here. And then after that hit, he wanted to make sure Makuba knew that he didn't get the best of him. So he just said, and that's what they called right there.
I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago. Taunting is a felony, huh? Come on. Make it like 7 yards or something. What do we Terry, don't you agree? I mean, 15 yards for taunting?
Yeah, Al, that was pretty quick. I think he kind of just ran by mostly. Probably could have let that one go.
Well, you'd buy 7.5 yards on that one, right?
7.5 would be perfect.
Ball at the 48, 1st and 10. Cam again. Again, can he get to 100? He picks up 10 here. So officially that will put him at, as soon as it comes up, officially on his 19th carry.
Now we're talking a lot about Scadaboo, but look at Schlotman, the backup center, 65. What a job he's done stepping in. Van Roten, the right guard. I mean, this offensive line, they've had some challenges this year playing together. They've had some injuries up front. And tonight, against a pretty formidable front, they've done a hell of a job.
Yeah, there's 98 yards. Just came up 19 for 98. To give the ball this time to Singletary. So Devin Singletary was a starter in Buffalo not that long ago. 2nd down now. Three and a half remaining in the 4th. Giants 360 yards of offense tonight, 166 on the ground. Second and 7. To the 31, and now inside the 30, and fighting for the first down is Singletary. He says, I want some of this action too. I know I got Scadaboo in front of me, I got Tracy in front of me. Don't forget about me.
Yeah, I mean, when you got a defense that's just reeling right now emotionally, every back wants a chance to get in there. The line are sustaining their blocks. You're not seeing the same aggressive approach from this defense tackling, and look at that. That's another 7 or 8 yards of leg drive there by Singletary. Eagles are chalked right now. They just are completely disengaged.
After replay assist, the runner was ruled to be short of the line to gain. It'll be bring up 3rd down at that spot.
All right, the down box already got a 1st down, so they put it back to 3rd and 1. The 10 out of 14 on 3rd down. Here comes Scadaboo back in. Maybe somebody said to Dable, hey, this man needs 2 more yards to hit 100.
It's probably Cam.
It probably was. He wants the play clock reset to 25. So as I say, I don't know what the crowd expected tonight. You know, the Giants fans, well, what do you think? Can we stay in the game? We have any kind of a chance? Who knew?
I mean, like we've said all year with some of these games that we've had, you know, in these short weeks, you got a team that's looked at and, you know, they're kind of told that they don't have much of a shot. It's a chance on a big stage to show what they can do. And the quarterback is, again, he has just created a belief with this team.
He's going to do it himself.
I mean, just think if they don't have the 5 turnovers, which is hard, like Dable said, it's hard to do. They're 3-0 with this kid.
Finish line. And that's the way you're going to have a victory formation with 2 minutes to play. Think about that. A victory formation for the Giants with 2 minutes to play.
And I think, as we've said throughout this broadcast, this is so much bigger than a win tonight, which is huge in a division matchup against the defending champs. But you and I were talking, we're looking like, who the Giants play next week? Like, this has become a team with an energy that is contagious, that people are going to be gravitated to because of this youthful energy. You can see when was the last time the Giants defense is on its benches, standing, talking, yelling up to the fans with excitement? It's been a long time.
Well, don't forget that over the last 8 years, the Giants have the second worst record in the National Football League, eclipsed only, in a manner of speaking, by the Jets. This has been the factory of sadness, with all due respect to Cleveland.
Yeah.
They coined the term there years ago. But tonight, as big a night in this ballpark for the Giants as we've seen in 3 or 4 years for sure, at least since they went to the playoffs back in Daboll's first year. So this right here will take us to the finish line, and the New York Giants have pulled off a stunner.
And what a night for Brian Daboll individually. Been under a lot of heat here with these fans. A lot of questions about some of the things he and his staff have done. Tonight, it's his night. Same with Shane Bowen, the defensive coordinator. Just a great night overall, not just for the Giants on the field, but for the coaches as well, getting this team ready to play tonight against the Eagles.
Well, these two teams will see each other 2 weeks from Sunday. They play each other twice in 3 weeks. The Giants win it 34-17 on this chilly night in East Rutherford. Don't go anywhere. Of course, Carissa and the guys will wrap things up.